And welcome to Converge. And now we're sitting with JOToole, the Executive Director. And I want to introduce you to Braun, who is the Chairman of the BC EDC. Our show, we've been talking about the summit, the Converge 2025, which was a very successful conference, I thought. I think Hilton Head Island and the Lowcountry, Bluffton, Beaufort, everybody showed up. I mean, there was almost, 400 people there. And everybody stayed. You know, sometimes they show up and they go, but they stayed there the whole time, which I thought was a very successful thing. So from your perspective, Joel, you know, what did you feel about this past summit?
Well, having been to 5 of the 6, I would say that the feedback that I received from a couple of dozen people or more was that this was the best one yet. And I think that's largely due to the speakers that were there, but it was very refreshing and exciting to see community leaders, members of the business community, partners, elected officials, and just residents in general there. It was a complete cross-section from across our area, and I don't think it could have gone better.
I agree with you. What do you think, John?
I thought it was fabulous. I think what the benefit for us being in economic development is making sure everyone knows what we're focused on. I know you feel this way, Kathryn, that, you know, what is growth going to do to this area we love? And I think our approach puts a lot of people at ease that we get what is the specialness about this area and are committed to growth, because a lot of people out there need opportunity to provide for their families and support themselves. So we feel strongly about the work, but being very careful, very focused on not negatively impacting what we all love.
And we all call it the balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think since COVID, I mean, our area has just exploded in many ways. And it's a very sophisticated area too, which I think a lot of people are not even familiar with. We live by the water, we live by the coast, you know, we're all in flip-flops, not necessarily. So I think that's been an interesting part, because we have, you know, businesses coming, international businesses looking to bring their business here, right?
Yes, yeah. Just down the block from where we're filming, we had a German company close on a piece of land where they're going to have their North American headquarters. So yeah, we certainly have our broad appeal, and I think it's just important that you know, a day like that, though, we take a moment to thank everyone who contributes to the success, and then also kind of create that vision so people know where we're headed.
Well, that's the momentum. Mm-hmm. I mean, so what about the momentum? Are we just going really fast, or do you feel like we have a good tempo about the growth that's going on? Because some people are saying, oh my goodness, there's now more traffic lights, or oh my goodness, there's more buildings. And what is it? So we can understand, our viewers can understand that.
Well, there's an obvious tension between that. And I think in one of the segments, Chairman Alice Howard was talking about a penny tax that was rejected. And how do you build out the infrastructure? For us, we talk a lot about scale and making sure that the projects that we're bringing in 6 years, we've done 75 projects. And the scale of those projects, most people would be hard pressed to know where those projects went. But at this point, we're over $500 million in investments and 2,000 jobs created through the companies that we've had the pleasure of working with. So it's a constant tension that we have to be aware of, and we have to listen to the public. If we brought something in, and last year we had a project looking at Hilton Head Airport that was going to be have an impact in terms of flights coming into Hilton Head Airport, and working with the neighbors. If the neighbors and the community says we don't want a project, we have to listen to that and know that that's not the right project for Beaufort, and we can hand that off to our partners in neighboring communities.
To piggyback on something John said, I think to continue the momentum of Converge, there's a lot of ongoing discussion that needs to take place because of concerns that are out there in the community, but also we need to make sure that we're doing our part to listen to businesses, those that are here and those that are looking to come here. How do we maintain a competitiveness here? How do we make sure there's a balance there? How do we meet their needs and answer the questions that they have and provide them the resources that they need in order to scale their business?
I totally understand, and it's a delicate balance. For next year, for the summit, 2026, what do you think your topic would be as you see things kind of develop now?
You know, it's interesting, Kathryn. 2 years ago, we were talking about land development, and we ended up getting policy to support that. This year, we were thinking workforce. So it might be the nexus of skills development and then workforce housing really either feature gains we've made or the need for more gains in that area. But we'll continue, as Joel says, to kind of listen to the community and figure out where where we believe the conversation's headed and adapt the program. So we have this program in January and we start thinking about it very, very seriously in August. So, but chances are workforce housing will be a focus.
Having spent a day and a half with 6 other counties a couple of weeks ago who are part of the region, the workforce development topic is hot in every single county, as you can imagine. And so it's a little bit of Pandora's box because you need to be able to train these folks. Businesses won't come until they're trained, but getting the people skilled up is really a challenge.
It's the cart and the horse, isn't it? And have the ability to fund the people, right? But I think I also want to share that what's unique in our area, at least, people can go to college very affordable. I mean, it's almost, I want to say free, but it's a very affordable thing. So I really want to give a shout out that if you're in the Lowcountry, our school systems, our colleges are there to help assess that and hopefully give you a job to be ready to go into the workforce, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So as we wrap up, one quick thing, John, what do you think about the Summit of 2025? What's your conclusion?
It was fabulous because we got to thank all our partners and underscore the fact that Harry Lightsey made, that we'll be committed with a company from inception when they enter our community through their legacy, through their maturity. We're going to work with our businesses to ensure that obstacles are removed and success is possible.
And I love that legacy. That was a really big word that they said the whole time, and that's what we want as a legacy.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks
and we
for
want to
having us.
thank you so much for joining us as well. This is Converge, and we'll see you next time.